Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch. Let's get ready for the 19th of May, Friday. And thank goodness it's Friday, what a week it's been. Here's a quick 5-minute chart of the SPY, the 5-minute down here. And you see on Wednesday we gapped down and we headed down and we came down to the lows here of around, we'll call it 235 just to round it off. And then today we got a nice little bounce up to about that 237 area, 238 area on the SPY. So there's your range on the SPY right now. The numbers that matter, 235 area and also that 238 area on the SPY. So go ahead and take this out of the way. And you see the SPY, we had this big candle down on a Wednesday, and then we kind of got back over the 50 SMA, the solid blue line right here, and we are holding above it by about 10 cents, 15 cents on the SPY. The COM, the NASDAQ fared a little bit better. The NASDAQ is holding above the 50 SMA. We did recover partial of this big candle down from Wednesday, but I guess we're a little under the halfway point on this NASDAQ candle. So we'll see if we can get clearing more tomorrow. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. As far as the futures right now for the overnight session, you have the Dow futures up a little bit, mostly flat though in the overnight session. Tomorrow for the economic for Friday the 19th, let's see, we have Canada CPI, Canada retail sales, and let's see, Fed speak tomorrow, James Bullard speaks, and 1 o'clock we have the Baker Hughes rig count. If you're trading oil, that's at 1 o'clock on Friday. And some earnings that we have for tomorrow. Let's see, we have Campbell's Soup, we have Deere, John Deere, we have what's that, FL is Foot Locker. So a few earnings to go for Friday before the open tomorrow, and those are the earnings for tomorrow. Let's see, what else did I want to go over real fast? Some stocks that reported earnings after the bell tonight. We have Autodesk. All right, and we're going to look at the 5-minute chart, and Autodesk beat, and they popped it up on Autodesk, so that's good for tech stocks. CRM, the earnings seemed good, but then they jammed it back down, but then you see the recovery here in Salesforce. Let's see, AMAT had earnings after the bell. It popped up, and it gave back some of the earnings after hours here on AMAT. GPS retailer also popped and then pulled back. Another one was ROST, and they popped, dropped, and they're about, you know, just above the middle of the range on ROST, Ross Stores. Let me see if there was anything else. So that was AMAT. Nope, that's about it for the earnings after the bell. The EWZ Brazil was down hard today. Brazil, as you can see, sold off. Something about the claim of bribery on the president of Brazil, so that dropped the EWZ. And considering, you know, the markets weren't down too much with this happening, with the EWZ dropping what, over 16% for the day. And is there anything else I wanted to point out? XBI, here's the daily. All right, and we are holding this around this 68 level. We are back over the 50 SMA, and we'll just take a quick look at the IBB. IBB is trying to hold this 100 SMA, this 290 area, and trying to get back over the faster moving averages. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into the watch list for tomorrow. And let me bring over my, actually I don't need my 5-minute chart right now. We'll just go right through the stocks I'm going to have on watch for tomorrow. Starting with ACHN, and you see it had 5.7, close to 6 million shares traded today. We are just under this $4.50 spot mark. I believe this got an upgrade today. So the higher day is 448. I'm going to watch it to see if we can clear this 450 area. AQXP, not so much volume, but I like this candle. It has a high up to 1605. So I'll have this one on watch on an intraday chart. You see it's holding and hugging this 200 SMA, the green line right there. ARQL. Big pop, over 2 million shares, popped up to over $1.40. So we'll see if we can get a trade on this one intraday on ARQL, biotech stock. CARA, CARA. Also nice candle here, 1.1 million shares, basing under 17. We had a high today of 1694. So, you know, 1695, 17 break on CARA, possible. CCCR, this is the one I traded today, and if you look on my channel, you'll see I went over the trade on CCCR. I got a nice trade on this, and so this will be on watch again for tomorrow. CCCR, it's giving nice intraday trades, but this is actually the nicest candle on the close so far for CCCR. And actually, let me bring over my 5-minute chart. It is up in after hours, up to almost that 270 spot. So we'll see if this can give us, you know, a trade for tomorrow. CETX, you know, the other day it had this big volume pop. Now it's pulled back a little bit. If we can get over a 395, possible $4 break on CETX. So this one will be on watch tomorrow. CYTR, volume 15 million shares. You know, it's basing on this 50 cents, so maybe 52 cents. For an entry on CYTR if you like to play those under $1 names. DFFN, DFFN, he tried to say, 1.5 million shares, and it popped today but pulled back, so I'm not too impressed with this candle right now. It is in a downtrend, the stock, so not a favorite, but since it had this volume and this pop, I may keep it on watch. EPZM, big volume, 1.5 million. The high today was 1733, so maybe over 1736. It did close at 1710, so we may have to just see how that sets up on an intraday chart. But you can see this big candle from 14 all the way up to 17 and up. So we'll let this set up intraday maybe. See if we get a trade in it, or maybe just has to consolidate a little bit now. ETRM had 4 million shares traded. It popped up to the 50 SMA blue line right here around that 525, and then it closed down at 468. So not a favorite, but we'll see if this can do anything intraday. GPS was one that had earnings after the bell, and this is the 5-minute chart again, so it popped. We'll see if it can get any kind of move tomorrow for GPS. The daily doesn't look very good, but after the earnings is trading up in this 24 spot. Got as high as 25 in the after hours. GSAT, 7.5 million shares traded on this name today. It's holding above the 8. All the moving averages, the fast moving averages, are turned up now. We have a high of GSAT of 241. Maybe 242 is enough to get this going. 243 on GSAT. And IMDZ, we have a high on this name of 678. So if we can break that 680 spot, maybe this volume will increase a little bit low on the volume, but if it breaks that 675, 678, 680, we might get a continuation move in that name. LB had earnings today. They beat, so we got this pop in LB, 8.6 million shares, and so we'll see how this sets up. It got as high as 53 and it closed at 49, so I would maybe watch it for that $50.10 break on LB, L Brands. Macy's, just because maybe it finally might get a bounce. 9 million shares traded today. See if we can get a turnaround in this name at all. Maybe shorts want to cover Friday before they go into the weekend. So it's pretty much damaged down from 46 to $23. MFIN, about 500,000 shares traded in the name. Nice candle here. Has a high of 265, so maybe that 270 break might send it. We just have this 150 SMA dotted orange line right here. That number is up at, where is that? 276. So maybe let it clear that on, or just be aware of it that the 150 SMA, the orange, line right here could be in the way on that one. So MFIN, but nice candle on that one, and it's above the fast moving averages. MTBC. Let's just look at a chart real fast of CCCR. And CCCR popped, pulled back down to the 20 SMA, right? So now here's MTBC, and that popped, and now it's pulled back to the 20 SMA. So, no guarantees, obviously, but if this maybe can clear back over, 195, we might get that $2 break on MTBC, okay? So that's why I have this one on watch. NADL, this is a oil and gas. As a matter of fact, let's just look at the USO, see how that did. Yeah, USO was up today, but it's struggling at the 50 SMA. But if that can get going, NADL might participate. We have the 200 SMA up there on the green line, 279. So if we can clear that 280 or around that 285 spot, maybe NADL might get going. NEOS, nice candle starting to break out above the 300 SMA. We have a previous high here of $8.20. So we'll see if we can get a move back above maybe $8.10. To clear that $8, and maybe we'll get more volume in the name. Kind of light on the volume though today, but NEOS, might get volume if it can clear that 8 spot. OMER. This one, popped, dropped. It's back above the fast-moving averages. We have a high today of 1655. So we're looking to take out that and, see if we can get a continuation move. Volume was lighter than yesterday, but, the chart is setting up. So we'll see what they want to do with this one. PULM. It's on a lot of traders' radars, right? We're breaking out of this wedge here. So see if it can break out over maybe 290 for that $3 break. It did get above 3 today. 318 was the high. Volume was 4.8 million shares on PULM. Next one was ROST because it had earnings after the bell. So it popped and, it's holding this 63 area. So we'll see, if we can get a continuation move in this one. SGMO pulled back, popped. It's holding above the 8. It's basing below this $8 range, or I should say it's under the $8 range. So maybe a continuation. It's not really basing, just kind of popped, flopped, and, now popped again. It's holding the 8 EMA here. So we'll see if they want to take this out over that $8 spot. SRPT, not an easy one to trade. 2.3 million shares, closed at 35.84. Has a high of 36.35. So, maybe over 36. Might be enough to get this going. The volume hasn't been great, but the chart is setting up. It's held the 50 SMA. So we'll see. Walmart. Had earnings today, and big pop in Walmart. So we'll see how this sets up. It's one of these gap earnings. So, if it can hold this 76 area, if you want to maybe try to swing this, you can use a break of the bottom of this candle and, look for an intraday setup, for tomorrow on Walmart. Good earnings, and it looks like they're the one, that may be able to hang in there with Amazon. So we'll see. They like the earnings today, and they bought that Jet, which is online shopping, and they're also connected with JD. JD is the one that's connected in, I believe, China. So that one holding up well too. So keep your eye on JD. I don't have it on my watch list, but the high on JD was 40.40. So if it can maybe take out a 40-30, we might get a continuation move in JD, and I'll add that to my list in a moment. Here's YRCW, 1.4 million shares, kind of a wedge break backing up. So we'll see if this can clear the 8 EMA, which is at 821. So maybe 825 for a move in YRCW. And like I said, 1.4 million shares traded. Let me see. Here's the action in it today. You know, if you were on this, was a beautiful move. Unfortunately, I wasn't. But we'll see if this has any kind of continuation move for tomorrow on YRCW. All right, guys, tomorrow's Friday the 19th. Let's be ready for Friday the 19th. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch, and see you around social media. Thanks for listening.